Could Chrisley Knows best alum? Todd Chrisley's previous arrests affect him and his wife getting a possible pardon. Todd and Julie Chrisley have been behind bars since January 2023, but their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, is putting up a fight. She is ready to take this to President Trump, but could she hit a wall? Keep reading for more details. Todd Chrisley was sentenced to 12 years behind bars after being found guilty of conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and tax fraud. His wife, Julie Chrisley, received a 7-year sentence, and they headed off to different prisons. In January 2023, Todd was off to Pensacola, Florida, whereas Julie headed to Kentucky. They both faced horrid living conditions which their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, set out to expose. She wanted the world to know how badly her parents were suffering and the conditions they were living in. Many had to remind her that this was prison and not a hotel. She was determined to do anything and everything possible to free them. Julie had a resentencing, but ended up with a longer probation. Todd will soon be transferred as his jail is closing, but no one knows where he will land. Savannah claims that the warden wants retaliation against Todd. So anything is possible, but she is actively working on getting her parents a pardon. However, fans have noticed that Todd has a history of arrests and wonder if that could affect his chances of being pardoned. According to Chrisley Knows Prison, which was shared on a Reddit thread, he was arrested in 1988 for simple assault. That was followed up in 1993 for shoplifting, and then in 1995 for a fraudulent check. That same year, Todd Chrisley was arrested for obtaining property by false pretenses. This all went down in South Carolina, and it is unclear if they remained on his record or affected his sentence. So, will this affect Todd and Julie being pardoned? Apparently, they do look at arrest history, so it could be an issue. Being pardoned will take a lot, and Savannah Chrisley has gotten her ducks in a row. She has worked very hard and tirelessly to get close to President Trump. More so, she is desperate for him to hear her pleas regarding her parents and pardon them. After seeing Todd Chrisley's previous arrest record, did followers think this would impact his chances? Another person noted that Todd had allegedly stolen a jet ski several years back, but could not show any proof. It will be fascinating to see if this is a hindrance to the pardoning situation. Do you foresee Todd and Julie Chrisley getting a pardon, or will they serve their time? Let us know in the comments below. Chrisley Knows Best. Could Todd's previous arrests affect a pardon? When the reality TV series Chrisley Knows Best first premiered in 2014, it introduced viewers to the lavish lifestyle and larger-than-life personalities of the Chrisley family, most notably Todd Chrisley, the outspoken patriarch. His flamboyant attitude, bold fashion choices, and no-nonsense approach to raising his children quickly made him a TV sensation. However, as Todd became more famous, his past, particularly his legal issues, began to come into sharper focus. In 2022, the Chrisleys were convicted of federal tax evasion and bank fraud charges, leading to Todd and his wife, Julie Chrisley, receiving significant prison sentences. Todd received a 12-year sentence, while Julie was sentenced to 7 years. While the Chrisley family continued to dominate reality TV headlines, many fans and critics began to ask an important question. Could Todd's previous arrests and legal troubles affect his chances of receiving a pardon? The Chrisley family and their legal troubles. Todd Chrisley is no stranger to controversy. Even before the high-profile tax evasion and fraud case, Todd's personal life was filled with arrests, rumors, and legal skirmishes. His first arrest, which took place in the early 1990s, was related to an altercation with a former employee. While this incident didn't lead to significant legal consequences, it helped establish a pattern of Todd's run-ins with the law. In 2019, Todd and his wife Julie were charged with federal tax evasion and bank fraud, accusations that would eventually lead to their conviction and lengthy sentences. The couple was accused of falsifying documents, inflating income statements, and creating false tax returns in order to secure loans they had no intention of paying back. In total, the couple was accused of defrauding banks of millions of dollars over a period of several years. The prosecution argued that Todd and Julie Chrisley knowingly engaged in fraudulent activity to maintain their lavish lifestyle, defrauding both the government and financial institutions along the way. This was a major blow to the Chrisley brand, and many fans were left wondering if they had been living a fraudulent life all along. For years, Todd had presented himself as a self-made millionaire with a business life of luxury. The revelations surrounding his legal troubles seemed to challenge that persona, creating a stark contrast between the character he played on TV and the man revealed in court. The pardon process. An overview: the United States Constitution grants the President the power to issue pardons, which forgive individuals convicted of federal crimes, removing penalties and potentially restoring rights lost due to the conviction. The process for receiving a pardon typically involves applying to the Department of Justice's Office of the Pardon Attorney, who reviews the case and makes a recommendation to the President. The President then has the authority to grant or deny the pardon. Pardons are generally granted based on several criteria, including the individual's conduct post-conviction, their likelihood of reoffending, and whether they have shown remorse or taken responsibility for their actions. While high-profile cases often make headlines, such as the pardoning of celebrities or political figures, most pardons are granted to individuals who have shown signs of rehabilitation, remorse, and an effort to make amends. In Todd Chrisley's case, his prior arrests, combined with his recent federal conviction, could complicate his prospects for receiving a pardon. His past legal troubles are not insignificant, and they may give the impression that Todd has not fully reformed or learned from his past mistakes. The impact of Todd's previous arrests on his pardon prospects stood Chrisley's prior legal issues could play a major role in whether or not he receives a pardon. If the President or the pardon attorney's office looks closely at his history, they may find a pattern of behavior that suggests a lack of respect for the law. For instance, his first arrest in the 1990s, as well as the more recent charges involving tax evasion and fraud, demonstrate that Todd has had trouble staying out of legal trouble. This pattern of legal issues might make it harder for Todd to convince authorities that he has truly changed. The pardon process often favors individuals who show signs of reform, and Todd's history might suggest that he has not yet demonstrated the necessary growth to warrant forgiveness. The fact that he continued to live a lifestyle that was seen by some as flaunting his wealth while under investigation may further hurt his case for a pardon. Moreover, Todd's high-profile status and the attention his case garnered due to his reality TV fame might make him a more controversial figure in the pardon process. The public's perception of his character, especially after his legal troubles, could play a role in how officials view his request. In some cases, celebrities and public figures may find it more difficult to receive a pardon because their fame makes their actions more visible, and the decision to grant a pardon might be seen as favoritism. Todd's chances for pardon. Legal and political factors. Some of the critical factors that could impact Todd's chances for a pardon is the political climate at the time of his request. Pardons can be highly political, and individuals who have been convicted of high-profile crimes sometimes seek clemency under political administrations they feel may be sympathetic to their cause. It is possible that Todd Chrisley could seek a pardon under a future president who may be more lenient on crimes involving financial misconduct. But this is not guaranteed. At the same time, there is no clear indication that Todd Chrisley has the political backing or support necessary to influence the pardon process. While his public persona and media exposure may have worked in his favor in terms of increasing his fame, it may not be enough to secure a pardon in the face of serious criminal charges and a documented history of legal problems. Another factor that could affect Todd's chances is the legal strategy taken by his defense team. If Todd and his legal team were to demonstrate that he has taken responsibility for his actions, repaid restitution, and shown genuine remorse, that could bolster his case for a pardon. The pardon process often favors individuals who have made efforts to make amends and contribute positively to society after their conviction. However, Todd's public persona, especially his often combative stance toward his critics, might not present the image of a man seeking to make amends. The role of public opinion will likely be a factor in any decision regarding a pardon for Todd Chrisley. The Chrisleys have cultivated a loyal fan base through Chrisley Knows Best, and their supporters may rally behind Todd in the hope that he is granted clemency. On the other hand, the public's reaction to the charges against him, especially after the revelations about his fraudulent behavior, may be more negative. Todd's previous run-ins with the law and his more recent conviction for tax fraud may be seen as a continuation of a pattern of behavior, causing some people to question whether